Okay, so we're going to talk about percentile ranks. And one of the very important things about percentile ranks is they provide the values that lie below a given number. So this lies below a given number. The percentile rank tells us the location of the value in the distribution once the values are linked up smallest to largest. So once again, we're going to need to be able to put values in the smallest to largest kind of setting. And remember, we can do that in the calculator, and we'll look at that again in a moment. So here's a stem plot of the percents of residents age 65 and older in the 50 states. Well, the good thing about this is already in a smallest to largest setting, and that this is going to be 70, and then 88, 98, 100, 101. So basically, it is getting from smallest to 70 all the way up to 169. So basically, this already is in that order. And actually, I shouldn't say 70. This is 7%, 8.8%, 9.8%, up to 16.9%. Okay, so there's our stem plot. So first question, 10.1% of the Colorado residents are 65 or older. Well, 10.1 would be 10.1. And what is Colorado's percentile rank? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're the fifth element. All right, they're the fifth element out of 50, and 5 over 50 equals 0.1. So they're at the 10th percentile. And once again, 10.1%, because we're looking for the 10 and the 1, or 10/1, which equals 10.1. So 10.1% of Colorado's residents, so this is how we knew that this was Colorado, are 65 or older. We counted them up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the fifth element out of 50. So they're at the 10th percentile. Rhode Island is at the 80th percentile. Interpret this value. What percent of Rhode Island residents are 65 and older? So they're at the 80th percentile. So once again, if I sit there and go, well, 80% out of 50 or multiply, that means I needed to count, they need to be the 40th state, because here's my percent right here at 80%. So I just turned it into a decimal, 0.80 times 5, the number of states. So this can be the 40th state. So I can sit there and count all the way up to 40, which is right here. Or be very, very careful about this. This messes a lot of people up, but you could do this. 50 minus 40 equals 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I have to be below it. Okay. The key thing is you have to make sure you're below it, which means we're at 13.8. So this is essentially 13. And then a line in the 8, so 13.8. So in their case, 13.8% of the population falls in that group, and they're at the 80th percentile. 80% of the states have less than them. All right, so that takes care of that. Be very careful with those. It's easy to make careless errors. So many athletes worry about the risk of concussion when playing sports. A football coach plans to obtain specifically designed helmets for his player that are designed to reduce the chance of getting a concussion. The table below lists the measurements of head circumference and caches for the players on the team. So what I'm going to need you to do is you're going to go into Stat Edit and input all that information. All right, and I know that's going to take a while. So you can take a moment, input all that information, and for me, it was easier to go this one, and then this one, and this one, and this one, put it all into L1. All right, so I have mine all in L1, but remember at the very beginning, we say that they need to be in order from smallest to largest, and this clearly is not. Once again, it's one of the good reasons to put it into the calculator. So I have it in the calculator, and I'm going to go second. Excuse me, let's put that over where there's not as much glare. So press the second button, then list, and I'm going to sort ascending. and second 1. Stat edit should be in order from least to greatest. Okay. All right. So Raul, starting quarterback, has a head circumference of 22.4. What is Raul's percentile rank? Well, I can sit there and scroll, and I'm just going to scroll until I get to 22.4. Oh, that occurred at the 11th. That's the 11th person out of 30 elements, because if I count these up, there's 30 of them. So there's 30 of them. So 11 over 30 is 0.367. So it's at the 36.7th percentile. All right. So that that'll get you in order there. What is the head circumference for someone at the 20th percentile? Well, 20% can be turned into a decimal, so 0.20 times the number of people. So I'm looking at 6. All right, so I'm going to go to the 6. So coming back up to the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. And by the way, there's a little counter right here that tells me where I'm at. So that's at 21.7. So the 20th percentile, 21.7. All right. So 21.7 puts me at the 20th percentile. So what is the head circumference for someone at the 80th percentile? Well, we have 0.80 times the number of players, which is 30, which takes us to 24. So once again, we're looking for 24. And I can just use a little counter right here and scroll down to that counter reads 24. So 23.5. All right, 24th element, which is 23.5. So that's the basis for percentile ranks. In the next video, we'll look at some graphs with it.